Okay, so I did not make a solid plan on what to talk about, but I told myself that I was going to do this every week. I thought about the things that I wanted to talk about, but then I feel like I talked about them too much already, so now I can't talk about them more because I've already gotten like, do you ever think something and you're like, wow, this is an interesting thought. I want to talk about it so I can process it and then say it thoroughly. And then when you have those conversations, it's like you're having an epiphany while you're having that conversation. And it's like the most amazing thing ever. But then if you keep talking about the subject, then it's not interesting anymore because you're not having epiphanies when you talk about it. So I feel like I've kind of. It smells so bad. Oh. So I went to the park. I went slacklining with Gabe and Grant and Gabe's brother Tony. And it was a lot of fun, but there were nuts on the ground. So I picked up the nuts and I unraveled them and they were like squishy on the inside. They were like ginko nuts or something. And so they were really tasty. They were not tasty. I did not eat them. They were actually really gross. I don't know why I said they were tasty. They're not tasty. Yogurt is so weird. I decided I'm gonna write a play set in group therapy. I've actually never been to group therapy, but I just think the premise is really funny and kind of like the office way, and it puts you in a position where it can be really funny because it's like a whole bunch of people that are really awkward and not connected with each other and uncomfortable, but then you're also talking about really vulnerable subjects, so I think it's kind of lighthearted, but also profound, maybe. But that depends on if I write it. I'm trying to just like write a few pages every day until I've written something. And it doesn't matter if it's good. I'm just gonna like maybe have themes by the end. I don't know. I went to stand up last night. Stand up comedy. And it made me really sad because I think so it's really funny because stand up is at the gay bar, but everyone that does stand up is like a middle-aged white man, which is crazy. But they all kind of talk about how they're sad and lonely and they kind of make fun of it, and it's really uncomfortable because you're like, I don't want to laugh at you because you think that you're ugly and fat and that no one wants to fuck you. Like, that's really uncomfortable, but it's also just really sad because I watched a video the other day. Maybe I'll link it. Anyways, I watched it like 3 times in one day, which is crazy because it's an hour long and I have the attention span of a goldfish. But it's just so good. This is so good. This is like the best part I've ever had. So there's a video that is an hour long that I've watched so many times, and he was talking about self-compassion and how when we don't have it, we breed shame. And what shame is it's really just protecting ourselves so that we can be loved. And like every time that we talk to someone, what we're really saying is like, will you love me? Which sounds really dramatic when I say it because everything that I say sounds dramatic and genuine for some reason, I guess. Zoe, what are you doing? So, what was I saying? Did I finish my yogurt? I did not. I got like 2 bites in. So, really, we're human beings. And when we're not loved, then we think, when we're really young, all of the things that we hear that are mean, we don't feel that as, oh, someone did something bad to us. We think that's what I deserve, which is so sad, and we build up shame about the things that make us unlovable. So if we feel like our parents didn't love us for any particular reason, then we're going to feel ashamed of whatever that is. And it's because we think that that's going to make us unlovable. So really, shame is the feeling that something about yourself is unlovable, which is really like made me kind of sit with that, because I feel so much shame all the time, and it's really confusing, I think, because I have very like loving parents. I do, that would support me, but I guess I feel like I don't like myself. I don't know, I'm still figuring it out, but I have a lot of shame, and I don't want to show people the things that I'm ashamed of, but I also feel like I have to show people that things that I'm ashamed of, because it's like I need someone else to look at everything that I'm ashamed of and say, oh, it's okay. You're allowed to have that problem, or you're allowed to experience that, and like you're not broken because you have this thing. So it's kind of like I need to get that validation from somewhere, because I can't get it from myself, but also I don't want to show anyone that, because I think that like that's what makes me unlovable. So it's this weird kind of like two things at the same time. These nuts smell so fucking bad. Pardon. There's a hair. Suey! Got hair on my Sprite. Yeah, you got hair on my Sprite. Can you believe that? That's crazy. Oh, but it makes me really sad, because I had watched that 3 times that day, so that was what I was thinking in my mind, and I was watching the stand-up routine, and I was watching these like middle-aged white guys talk about how they're so lonely and they haven't fucked anyone in a while. Just saying, in case anyone's interested, which is what they said, and it was extremely uncomfortable. But it was like sad, because I was thinking like all of these people, they're just trying to connect with people. They're trying to relate. They're asking like, will you love me? Like what we all do all of the time. And it's sad. It made me so sad, because they're not likable at all. And like, oh, it would be so sad to be like that and feel that alone, especially like a lot of people talked about porn, which feels like such a taboo subject and people can't talk about, but I don't know. I've dated a couple people that had addictions to porn, and it's sad, because people know that it's ruining their relationships and it's making them sadder and more horny, and like they know it's bad for them, but they like, you can't get away from it. And how could you get away from it? It's everywhere. Or like, it's so accessible. It's free. So I don't know. It just makes me really sad, because it seems like there's a hole that men seem to be really susceptible to falling into, and we've kind of built up this idea that men are weak for needing support, or for feeling I don't know. And like, it's not very manly to ask for love. And that's really what you're doing when you're asking for support. You're saying like, I don't know. So it just made me really sad, because it's really sad. Anyways, I went to the art store today, I have not been to the art store ever. Like, not really, not for myself. It felt so fun. And I was all by myself, and it was great. And I kind of wish I would have bought something, but I'm also kind of glad that I didn't, because I really don't have time and I have other things that I'm doing. But there were crochet projects, there was paint by numbers projects, there were lots of like little kits, and I was like, wow, this looks like a lot of fun. And it just made me really happy, and I was like, wow, I need to do stuff like this, and this is also fun. And I almost got like a little duck, but then I didn't because I don't like clutter. But I don't know, it was like a little duck. It was cute. I got a lot of work done today. I felt good about that. I saw Ian today, and it was really fun because he was like, and he ran up to me and gave me a hug, and I felt like so. I need to text him. I felt that made me so happy. I love being loved. Anyways, I love to be loved, and I hate to not be loved, but I'm starting to find that loving myself is a lot easier than finding someone to love you the way that you want to be loved. It's a lot easier, but that doesn't mean it's easy. But it is a lot more reliable. Don't ask me what that means, though, to love yourself, because I don't have a fucking idea. I'm just getting glimpses of it, and I'm getting glimpses of peace and glimpses of forgiveness, and I'm like, I didn't know that I could, like, ask myself, are you doing okay? Because that's what I've done. I've, like I feel I have this work that I haven't started, that I said I was going to start by now, and I haven't started it, and I'm, like, sitting here, and I'm like this, and I've just, like, asked myself, like, are you okay? And I'm like, I didn't know I could ask myself that, because it's really just, I just kind of sit there and I'm like, why aren't you doing the thing? Like, why aren't you doing the thing? It didn't occur to me that I could just like ask myself if I'm doing okay, and then I feel like I can kind of respond to that. Yeah, I'm gonna post this on the internet now, and it's not gonna haunt me. Probably. No one really gives a shit about anything. My family's gonna find this.